Hello dear friends, myself Dr. Krishna N. Gaikwad, Department of Botany, KTHM College, Nasik. The subject of for this semester, MSc second, semester 1, Developmental Botany. The code of our paper is BOUT 232, that is credit to embryology. Under that there is a topic, today's topic, stamen and sporogenesis. In last lecture we have seen reproductive structure of plant body. Flower is nothing but the reproductive structure of plant body. A typical flower shows accessory hole and reproductive hole. Calyx and corolla are accessory holes, and androecium and gynoecium are reproductive hole. Androecium is nothing but the male sexual organ, which is made up of stamens. Stamen is the individual of androecium. Typical stamen consists of filament, connective and anther. Anther is a sac-like organ bearing two lobes connected together by connective. Each lobe of anther bear two chambers. Now there are the two chambers are here, which produces pollen grains or microspores. Hence, these chambers are called macrosporangium or plural macrosporangia. Macrosporangium possesses diploid sporogenous tissue in young condition, and after meiosis they produces number of haploid macrospore. At maturity, anther lobe remain filled with powdery mass of pollen grains. Now this is the long elongated structure. It is called filament. Joining point between the anther lobe and filament is called connective, and these are the sporangia or anther lobe. And if you take the section of typical anther, you will get the four chambers are there. They are called pollen chambers or macrosporangia, and within that you will get powdery mass. A typical anther becomes the tetrasporangiate. Pollen grains represents the beginning of male gametophyte generation. Now this diagram shows the TS of tetrasporangiate anther. Typical tetrasporangiate anther shows outermost layer epidermis, then endothecium, middle layer tapetum, and at the center there is a sporogenous tissue. They are also called macrospore mother cells or pollen mother cells. Epidermis is single layer which is composed of a stretched or flattened lignified or cutinized cells. At maturity or dehiscence of anther, it may either remain or stretched layer of cutinized or lignified cells. Now second layer, it is followed by the endothecium. Endothecium is nothing but the single layer of thin wall cells next to the epidermis. Cells are radially elongated. With typical fibrous thickenings and help in dehiscence of pollen grains. Third layer is nothing but the middle layers. These are walls next to the endothecium, composed of thin wall flattened cells arranged in one or two layers, are known as middle wall layers. These layers are ephemerals, that means short-lived, and in many species they serve as storage, the center of starch and other reserve food material. which are utilized for development of pollen grains. And innermost layer is nothing but the tapetum. Tapetum is the nutritive layer. It contain the dense cytoplasm and prominent nuclei. Multinucleate condition is there. It completely surrounds the sporogenous tissue. That's why they act as the nutritive tissue, which are released by developing pollen grains. In case of mature anther, it appears as loose layer surrounding sporogenous tissue. After releasing macrospore from their tetrad are referred as macrospore or pollen grains. In tears of anther, you will get different parts. 4 sporangia are there, and these are the different parts. The sporogenous tissue are packed in the locule and covered by tapetal layer. We have seen in this diagram. These are functional tissue, that is microspore mother cells, MMCs, or pollen mother cells, PMCs. Functional mother cells undergo many mitotic division first of all to increase the number of pollen mother cells or macrospore mother cells. Each pollen mother cell undergoes meiotic divisions and finally produces 4 pollen grains in the form of tetrad. Tapetal layer supplies nourishment for pollen grain formation. In the process of sporogenous single haploid parent nucleus divided into 4 haploid nuclei. Now let us see what is the process. The pollen mother cells or macrospore mother cells, after receiving stimulus for inducing meiosis in the sporogenous tissue, undergo meiotic cell division. Meiosis is nothing but the reductional cell division, in which the number of chromosome number is reduced into half. That means resulting cells are always haploid. This is the characteristic feature of meiosis. It is continuous process of cell division from which pollen grain mother cells undergo 2 stages, namely meiosis first and meiosis second. I told you that meiosis is the reductional cell division in which haploid parent nucleus is divided into 2 haploid sister nuclei. And meiosis second is normal mitotic division in which each haploid nucleus is divided into 2 haploid nuclei. That means meiosis second is not reductional cell division. Now in the process of macrosporogenesis, this is the macrosporophyte. Meiosis first, that results into the formation of the 2 daughter cells. These 2 daughter cells in meiosis second, they are develop the tetrad 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pollen grains become attached together. That condition is called tetrad. And when pollen grains become mature, they start their division for development of male gametophyte. That's why they show this sperm nuclei and tube nucleus is there. After successful cytokinesis, a single tetrad of 4 haploid macrospores are produced. Mass of macrospores produced in generally with identical genome, but some differs in genomic content due to a best and significant mechanism during meiosis, that is crossing over. Meiosis is the process. Cytologists have distinguished the following sequential stages. For the formation of pollen grain, 2 meiosis first and meiosis second is carried out. Meiosis first, which is reductional cell division, contain the substages, that is prophase first, pre-leptotin, leptotin, zygotin, pachytin, diplotin, and dikinesis. They are all substages of prophase first. After that, metaphase first, anaphase first, and telophase first. This is the reductional cell division stages. Now meiosis second is nothing but the mitotic division in which there is no reduction of chromosomes. They become show the 4 stages, that is meiosis second shows the first one prophase second, metaphase second, anaphase second and telophase second. Now let us see cytokinesis and their types. Cytokinesis is defined as it is the process of partition wall formation between 4 haploid microspore to form a microspore tetrad. Each tetrad becomes shows the 4 spores. They become attached together with the help of common wall. And in angiosperm, there are 2 types of the cytokinesis, that is successive and simultaneous type. Now let us see first of all, first type, successive type of cytokinesis. During cytokinesis, partition wall formation takes place in 2 steps. First wall is formed after meiosis first, separating 2 haploid nuclei in single cell divided into 2 cells. Now see in this diagram, you see the pollen mother cell or macrospore mother cell. First of all, in meiosis first, it becomes divided into 2 daughter nuclei and simultaneously it becomes develop the partition wall here. This is called dyad. Okay. Now in meiosis second, the 2 cells are dyad undergo meiosis second and partition wall develops in each cell to produce 4 haploid cells. And this stage is called tetrad. Thus, in this type of nuclear division, the wall formation occurs simultaneously, and example of this type of the tetrad is nothing but the monocots. This is meiosis first, it becomes developed the dyad, and the result of meiosis second is nothing but the tetrad. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 pollen grains become joined together. This is called tetrad. That means in this type of the cytokinesis, we get the 2 stages, dyad and tetrad. Example, monocots. Second type of cytokinesis is nothing but the simultaneous type. In this type, nucleus of pollen grain cell divides 2 times, but there is no wall formation takes place in meiosis first. It becomes divided by meiosis first, thus there is no dyad stage. And second meiosis second by meiosis second forming 4 haploid nuclei in the mass of cytoplasm of mother cell. Now see in this diagram, this is pollen mother cell. Meiosis first result, that is the formation of the 2 nuclei. They are freely swimming in the cytoplasm of the parent cell, and when meiosis second takes place, it becomes develop the 4 nuclei, 1, 2, 3 and backside 1, 4. And after formation of the 4 nuclei, they become goes toward the corners of cytoplasm, and cross wall or callus formation takes place here, and they become divided separately into 2 4 cells. And this type of kinesis is very common in dicot. In this way, in angiosperm, cytokinesis takes place by 2 ways, successive and simultaneous. Now after cytokinesis, let us see what is the arrangement of pollen grains, because there are 5 types of the arrangements are there. On the basis of arrangement of 4 microspores in the tetrad, here are 4 types of the tetrad. First one, tetrahedral type. Now see, in this type, spherical microspore mother cell divides into 4 microspore by simultaneously forming the cell wall vertical planes right angle to each other. That means 4 pollen grains are arranged in this manner. It is called tetrahedral tetrad. 1, 2, 3 and backside 1, that is the 4 pollen grains or macrospores are here. In isobilateral, a spherical macrospore mother cell successfully, during which the plain first cell is vertical. Now see in the diagram, this is the pollen mother cell. It become divided and vertical cross wall is developed. This is called dyad. Again this one and this cell become divided in meiosis second and cross wall become transverse. Finally you will get the tetrad stage. Now third type is linear tetrad. In this type, macrospore cell divides by transverse division to form two daughter cells. Each daughter cell further divided by transfer division in the same plane. That means finally you will get the four macrospores are arranged in single row. Now first division, cross wall is transfer. Again, if this nucleus divides, again cross wall develops here. Again this one divides, cross wall develops here. That means all the spores become in the form of each single row. Then fourth type is that T-shaped tetrad. In this case, macrospore mother cell divides by transfer division to form upper and lower cell. Then the lower daughter cell divides transverse division and upper daughter cell divides vertical in this manner. This is vertical division and this one is the transfer division. And that's why the shape of tetrad is T-shape, capital T-shape. That's why there is a name T-shaped tetrad. Last one, decussate tetrad. In this type, pollen mother cell or macrospore mother cell divides two times and produces four haploid nuclei. Four haploid nuclei which are lie in four directions. They goes toward the corners, forming the four lobes. The upper and lower nuclei get separated from the lateral two nuclei by upper and lower transverse wall in this manner, while the lateral two nuclei get separated by vertical wall. That's why we get the decussate type of tetrad is there. Now let us see next unit of this topic, structure of male gametophyte. Now we have seen the structure of stamen. Typical stamen shows the upper lobed or sac-like structure, that is called anther lobe, and within anther lobe, spore mother cells after meiosis first and meiosis second, they develop the large number of powdery mass. They are called pollen grains or microspore. Microspore or pollen grains are haploid, which are developed due to the meiosis first and meiosis second, and which play important role in sexual reproduction. That's why they serve as male reproductive bodies. Each microspore represents the beginning of male gametophytic generation. Now see, this is the diagram of typical pollen grain. This typical pollen grain shows the exine outermost wall, intine inner wall. This is the germ pore, which is very useful for germination of pollen tube, generative cell and vegetative cell. That means each and every pollen grain start to develop the male gametophyte when they are present in the anther lobe. Dehisced pollen grains during pollination, they show this type of the structure, and remaining development of male gametophyte it takes place on the stigma of female sexual organ. It develop the pollen tube, and within pollen tube there are two male cells are there. These male cells are fertilized with the female one. That results into the formation of zygote. Typical pollen grain shows the exine. Now see, this is the exine. This exine is external layer, resistant and composed of many sublayers. This exine is made up of either one or two layers. It is mainly composed of sporopolylene and also contain cutin. It often provided with spinous outgrowths or reticulation of different patterns and sometimes smooth. In mature pollen grains of insect pollinated species, an oily yellow or orange color layer is present, and that colors on exine is known as pollen kit. It also composed of lipid and carotenoids. Now second layer is nothing but the intine. It is internal layer of pollen wall. The intine is largely composed of pectin and cutin. Pectin and cutin. The intine wall synthesis is largely under the control of microspore cytoplasm and involves gametophytic gene expression. Now third part of the typical pollen grain is the vegetative cell. It is larger cell of pollen grain with dense cytoplasm and few vacuoles are there. Cytoplasm contains reserved food material, cell organelles and RNA, ribose nucleic acid. Protein content of the cell are more. It possesses a single haploid nucleus. During germination of pollen grain, vegetative cell forms the pollen tube. Third, next part is generative cell. This generative cell is smaller, placed at one side, mostly lower side of the pollen grain, with special functional nucleus. It is spherical or undergo a lot of changes during pollen development. The generative cell cytoplasm is highly reduced, but it contains the usual cell organelles. And after germination of pollen grain, nucleus of generative cells enters in pollen tube along with vegetative cell. Now these are the parts of typical male cell, that is pollen grain: exine, intine, vegetative cell and generative cell. Dear students, at the end of this topic there are some exercises. Describe structure of typical stamen. Describe structure of tetrasporangiate anther. Explain the process of macrosporogenesis. Fourth one, describe the types of tetrads. Fifth one, explain the two methods of cytokinesis. Next time we have to start actual what is the development of male gametophyte up to this spore formation. Thank you.